Just give me your go-ahead when you're ready. You're good? Okay. All right. Good evening. Could we start by please rising to say the prayer and pledge?
Heavenly Father, we thank you for letting us all be here tonight, safe and sound. For the ones that aren't safe and sound tonight, we ask you to put your hand upon them, comfort them, and heal them as you know and you see fit, Lord. Father, tonight we're trying to do the business of the people, and we ask for your wisdom and your guidance and show us what should be done in accordance with your will. Give us the courage to act properly and give us all Christian favor one for another. I ask these things in Jesus' name. Amen.
Okay, good evening. I'd like to welcome everybody to the Livingston Parish Zoning Commission meeting. This is Monday, November 3rd, 2025. We'll start with the, if we could call the meeting to order. Call roll, please.
Mr. Engler, Mr. Clemens,
Here.
Mr. Erdy,
Here.
Mr. Guidry, Mr. Wax,
I'm here.
Mr. Dana,
Here.
Mr. Burns,
Here.
Ms. Ferris, Ms. Long.
Here. Okay, we're going to officially call this meeting to order, and if we can start with item number 5, adopting the minutes from the regular meeting from October 2nd, please. Do I have a motion and a second?
Make a motion to adopt.
That's Mr. Clemens. The initial.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Erdy,
Abstain.
Mr. Wax,
Yes.
Mr. Dana,
Yes.
Mr. Burns,
Yes.
Ms. Long.
Yes. Okay, item number 6. We'll start with the public hearing of the rezoning request. Item number A is case number 25-50. That is Louisiana Highway 1032, parcel number 0204792KX-, and then it will be track C-1-B-2. And the request is to go from Ag to R2, and it's Council District 5. Do we have anyone? I'm gonna open this public hearing. Do we have anyone here to speak on this item? Okay. We'll close the public hearing on that. Do we have anything from the Planning and Zoning Department?
Yes, ma'am. The only thing I have, I met with Miss Erin Sandifer today, and that's where your little map comes from. She had drainage concerns in the area, and after she talked to Mr. Connerly, and we went and looked, all the culverts are in place, and she's okay with the zoning change request.
Okay, thank you, sir. All right. Miss Dee Dee, how about you? Anything from the department?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Okay. Do you have any comments or questions regarding this item from commissioners?
Yes, I do. It says 3 acres, but on the attached work here, it says 18 acres. Is this a lot cut out of that? The picture shows 18 acres, and that's what the sign says.
Yes,
So-
sir. It's a 3-acre parcel out of 18. On the assessor's map, if you look, they had the parcel numbers all the same. So Miss Erin wanted to make sure that y'all knew that it was only the 3 acres that was getting a zoning request change.
That's where the specific on the track C-1-B-2, that notation will indicate that it's that specific one only.
So only the area that has the blue bracket in is what we discussed tonight?
Correct.
Okay, there is a sign there with the 18 on it. It's a smaller one. We approved this for R2. The lot right next to it gets approved for R2, and then that's an 18-acre tract times 4 with R2. That's 3672 homes. As far as fitting 4-H Club Road, right next to it, they got a 10 acre tract of land, where they've cleared it out. And just the big rural homes out there. Now, I know there is a subdivision across the road, but it's off the road. There's a Demco right-of-way, and there's a lot of forest that's further off. I don't know if those are quarter-acre lots, but as far as, fitting there right on the road, that's questionable, and that's the only comment I have.
But we're only discussing the 3 acres in the bracket. We're not talking about the whole tract. As they're not rezoning the whole tract, only what's in the bracket.
But if it gets rezoned, and then in the future, they're gonna say, well, it's right next to it, then you gotta do that one
Well,
too.
it might or might not, but that's
But
for
they,
another.
well, they have a
that's
sign
for-
that says
That's for another
18
day.
acres.
That has no bearing tonight, whether they might or might not.
Yes, Mr.
Amazing.
Clemens.
A lot of these zoning requests we've been getting, we've been doing cleanup. A lot of times we drop lines down and it didn't fit perfectly. There's reasons why properties along the border of the lines, what I've been calling legacy issues, we've been cleaning a lot of legacy issues up. In this case, the border fit perfectly. There's nothing that's unclean about that line. It's just, this is where we dropped the line. We had exhaustive parish meetings. We adopted a master plan. This is consistent with the master plan, that this property be zoned Ag 1. And my personal feelings are that we gotta stop passing out rezone requests like candy. At some point in time, we're gonna have to stand and say, we're gonna stay with what we've decided. And I think this is a good place to do that. There's nothing special about it requiring a rezone, in my opinion.
Okay, do we have any indication of what they plan to do with this particular tract?
It does state what his intentions are under the explanation of the zoning map change request on page 1 of 2 in the paperwork.
It looks like the application says that they basically want to make a subdivision right there, and I would just build on what Mr. Clemens said was, zoning was adopted for this. I don't see any compelling reason to change what's already been adopted and in our zoning map. Our attorneys have said before multiple times that we should have a compelling reason to make these, to grant these requests, so I don't see a compelling reason for a change here.
And on the back sheet, I don't know if y'all saw that, what he's proposing is 4 lots out of the 18 total acres, what he's wanting to do.
If I may, with four lots out of 18 acres, he doesn't need R2. Really, Ag 1 still supports 4 out of 18. That's 4.5 acre lots. You only need 3 acres to put a house on in Ag 1. So with what he's stating in the plan is, it's not necessary for this zone change.
I think there's some confusion there too, because the sign says 18 acres, 4 lots, but this is for a very specific 3 acre tract on the Alvin Fairburns subdivision. Looks like a minor subdivide.
It looks like the 3 acres is one of the 4 lots in the 18 acres is what they're talking about. That's the overall plan is to develop the whole 18 acres. Would would a 1.5 be more suiting, or does it need to stay ag?
Ag allows 1 house per 3 acre. And if the small lot's 3 acres, the other is going to be bigger than 3. So what's the purpose of changing from Ag 1?
Is he trying to put three
think he's
lots
trying to
on
put
3
it on
acres, or
this
3
3
lots
acre.
on
I think
4
that's what
lots
he's,
on 18 acres?
Put all 4 on the 3 acres.
I would assume that's his
Yes.
goal, because
Well,
it's,
Without
this,
the applicant here to speak for themselves, I don't see any real good reason to grant grant the request without some compelling reason to change the master plan. The whole adoption process, like Mr. Clemens said, the whole adoption process took over a year, and now these requests are essentially wanting to change that master plan. I think you gotta have a pretty good reason to change the master plan. There's no good reason here, in my opinion, so. You're ready for a motion, I think.
And so do, anything else to contribute? Okay. All right, no other comment. All right, do we have a motion?
Make a motion to deny the request.
I'll second.
Take a vote when you're ready, please.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
No.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, moving on. Public hearing is open for case number 25-51. It is 34964 J.W. Hall Road, parcel 0033902. There are two tracks, and the goal is to go from R2 to R1, and it's Council District 1. Do you have anyone here to speak on this particular project? Yeah, please come up and you can state your name, and if you'll sign in, please.
Hit that button down at the bottom of it.
Jason Sibley. My mom is actually moving back to the area, and she would like to put a mobile home on this property. It's currently zoned to where she can't. There are already previously there's already mobile homes on the same area of property, and we're looking to see if we can get it rezoned so that she can do that.
Does anyone have a question for the gentleman while he's there? Yes, sir. Okay.
Is it two pieces of property? Or is it already subdivided? It looks like one on the zoning maps. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. The zoning map looks like one piece of property, but on the,
But it's one owner, I presume, so, but two, yes, is what he's stating.
It's essentially one big piece of property.
Yeah, same owner, so. Okay. Anyone else would like to speak from the public? Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Yes, sir, Mr. Keene, any comments?
This is Mr. Murray Morgan. He's been on Gravity 2 for how many years? Forever. His daughter wants to come live behind him until he passes so that she can take care of him. So it's really a no-brainer in my eyes. Mr. Bryan's got a little more he can put in on this, but, you know, this is one of those legacy things like he speaks about a lot that you help folks when they need it.
Hey, any other comments? Question, yes, sir, Mr. Clemens, I was coming your way.
I worked with Mr. Morgan on the Gravity Drainage Board. I was a member of that board for a time. And he worked on the gravity drainage system when it was him and two other fellows in their own personal pickup trucks with their own personal shovels and rakes without pay, and has served faithfully all these days. He's also active in his local church there at Live Oak Baptist. This is a fine fella, and this body is here to help people that need help. But more than that, I'd say this parish owes you a debt of gratitude. And as such, I'd like to recommend we approve the request.
Okay. Do we have any other comments or questions? I closed it. Yeah. No, that's okay. That's fine. But as far as he's just suggesting it, but no, I just want to make sure before the intention, but he didn't. It wasn't a formal motion. So, would you like to make a motion, sir?
I make a motion we approve the request.
I second that.
Take a vote, please.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Abstain.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes,
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, moving on to item C. Open the public hearing for case number 25-52, Tyler Ballard Road, parcel number 0601054. The request is to go from AG to R1, and it's Council District 1. Do you have anyone here to speak in this regard for a public hearing? Hi, if you just state your name and sign in, please.
Oh, I need to repeat it. Alicia Graham.
What comments do you have, ma'am?
We just are requesting to go from ag to R1. It's only 2 acres. So the ag is, I believe, supposed to be 3 acres to be zoned as ag. And the owner is wanting to subdivide that into 1 acre tracts for the 2 acres and put a mobile home on each acre of land.
Okay. Does the owner own any other adjacent property other than that 2 acre
Across the
stretch?
street, but not adjacent to that
To
2
that
acres.
property, okay.
Yes.
All right. Does anyone have any questions for Alicia? Okay, any other comments from the public? Now, close the public hearing. Mr. King, do you have any comments?
No, ma'am, not really, except that it's all R1 across the street, and this thing is out in the woods. I couldn't find it up there. I'm talking about, there's some really nice lots that have trailers on them. They keep them all neat, and I think that's what they want to do with this piece just across the street. from
Okay,
the
but
rest.
it's consistent with the
Yes,
surrounding
ma'am.
area, okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Okay, anything from commissioners?
I don't know how this property was zoned AG. Did WSP make the error, or did a homeowner or property owner request it to be AG?
I don't think it was really an error, because everything north of the road is all individual lots, and the rest of it's just a big piece of woods. But if you look at this piece in person, there actually is an old meter pole and all, like they used to have a trailer
No,
or,
that's not my point. My
So-
point is that AG has to be 3.8, 3 acres
Yeah.
or more.
they
And
just looked at it.
2.05 and WSP zoned it AG in error.
That's
It
all
should-
over the
it
whole
should have
parish,
been
Mr.
R1
Gerald.
To begin with.
Right, I agree. Yeah.
Be one of those legacy issues we're talking about, doing some cleanup.
Clean up over time.
Also, if you look on the map, it looks as if there's structures on it, but there are no structures on this
Not at
property.
this time, they're not there
So-
anymore.
They have been
Okay.
removed. It is vacant.
Okay, any other comments, or do we have a motion?
I make a motion to approve case 25-52.
I'll second that motion.
Mr. Burns, second by Mr. Dana, please.
Mr. Clemens? Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes,
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, opening the public hearing for item number D. That is case number 25-53, Buddy Ellis Road, parcel number 0253138, and that is to go from R2 to I2. That is Council District 7. Do we have anybody here to speak on this item? You'll come up and state your names, please, gentlemen. And okay.
Ricky Golf 32774 Kirbywood Drive. This is in my district. It meets the master plan as well. We, what I tried to do in all the various meetings and meetings after meetings with the master plan was to try to minimize as much on Buddy Ellis Road. And everyone knows that there's a 1,700 acre, or the 1,700 home tract that's projected to go on this same piece of property. That has changed a little bit. Had to sign a confidentiality disclosure thing, etc., but I'm very comfortable with what's coming to meet the master plan. So my world master plan was residential on the fronting of Buddy Ellis Road and kind of what's there now, but everything from the back of those residents toward the interstate would become more of a development, as far as whether it be medical or whatever it might end up being. And since then, that's where we're at. So I would just ask that y'all approve the request, and it should. Most of the traffic, as I understand it, and I hadn't seen all the plans, they hadn't been finalized yet. Still a lot of things in works. This is just one step. The intent is to try to bring that traffic out toward the Lake Hospital and tie in that boulevard, which ended up being a roundabout. But there is also projected a roundabout at Buddy Ellis Road. So we should be good to go in that, and it should help the residents around there as well, and not have 1,700 more homes. And maybe some tax generating revenue. I'm sorry, did it? So there's a widening of 447 that's, I think it might even be on the DOTD website. So you can go and look at that and kind of understand what their projections are. That, along with the Jubilee Extension, is kind of the parish's number 1 and number 2 projects. Everyone knows the traffic in Dillon Springs, trying to get ahead of it a little bit in Walker. Walker already has its own difficulties. This is the highest traffic road in the parish. It's 27,000 cars on Walker South right now. So trying to get ahead of that a little bit. And so our legislators and the parish president and everyone else has kind of gotten behind that widening project. So we're trying to get ready for any future growth as well. This particular project is a very clean project. It's not going to be, not for anything to worry about. I've had some calls already from residents that live on Buddy Ellis Road saying, it's going to back up to them, what's going there. I can't really say. All I can say is I got your best interest in heart. And just the physical traffic flow of 1,700 residents versus what's going to be going there and where our future of our parish is going. This is a really good deal, and I'm excited whenever we are able to announce it. But this is just the first step of many that's got to fall into place. So we appreciate any help that y'all can. I think there's multiple ones on there that's going to tie all together. So for me not having to come up here every single time on them, but they're all tied to the same piece of property or the same development. Anybody have questions?
I would like to make one comment. Like Councilman Goff did say, this is just the first step. If it gets approved in changing the zoning, they still have to follow every ordinance, every procedure, every step that is in place. So there are still other steps and measures that will have to be followed. So it's not like if we say, okay, we approve this, then they can just roll with it. So they do still have to abide by every other regulation that is enforced.
Drainage impact study, traffic impact study. They may end up having to put a few dollars toward the improvements of that roundabout, et cetera. So there's a lot of things in play there that they got to hurdles that they got to cross. But at the same time, we're going to be asking for as much as possible to for them to improve, like the drainage impact study. once we get past that, it may show that they got to do some retention over and above what just the property because of everything coming across. So, but
Mr. Ricky,
Okay, the question.
all of that's still
I
forward.
want to add what you said about the widening of the Walker South overpass and
Yes, sir.
four laning it all the way to Bud Ellis Road. Under the 2025 capital outlay bill, bill number 2, priority 1 and 2, guaranteed money is $8.8 million to that project. And then priority 5 is $34 million. That's $43 million bucks.
Yes, sir.
Now, the state has already given several $1 million for right-of-way design and et cetera. So this $8.8 million is guaranteed.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna get done.
Yes, sir. And if anybody knows, you know, and you fought with Jubin Cross and Jubin Road, and our goal moving forward is not to have Jubin Road fiasco happen in our parish again. So DOTD in Baton Rouge, they've been addressing a lot of that stuff, and we've been very forthcoming, but we still need that road improvement, and they hold the purse strings. So anything we can do to facilitate and head off any problems like we've had in Jubin Road widening, that's what we're doing. So the $8.8 million is just like you said, it's dedicated money, it's there, everybody's behind it, and it's moving forward. So, and I believe it's actually going to go all the way to Joe May Road. So I think some of that is safety dollars. I have to look back at the plans again, but it's to try to straighten out some of those curves down there. Yes, sir. That's correct.
Yeah.
But it'll help take those bad curves out down there that everybody's familiar with on Walker South by the Woodland Crossing, I think it is.
Yeah.
So it'll help all that situation down there.
Okay.
So it's a great project, but I never will say that. So it's number 1 project, number 2 project. We got that, and we got Jubin Road widening coming up to 190, which should tie into Jubin Extension that'll go over to Burgess Road. So it's about trying to move traffic north-south, help Walker, help Denham Springs, help Jubin Road, so we can get people north to the north side of the parish, or is on this side of the parish, I should say.
If I can ask you, I know there's an NDA involved, but do you feel like this will, if you can share, do you feel like this would be a positive to the tax base of
Yes,
the
ma'am.
community? Okay.
I would not be up here if I didn't support it or feel comfortable with it and with the community. So that's exactly why I'm standing up here today.
Okay.
If I didn't feel comfortable enough with the development and what's going to ultimately be there and how it's going to impact the community, both in traffic as residents living there, et cetera, as well as the image of our parish and where we're at in the world, yeah, I wouldn't be here. I would just sit at home and let y'all make y'all's vote and come to the council and do the thing. But I believe in this, so that's why I'm standing here today.
Okay. There are just certain projects that would do the opposite, so it's just reassuring
Yeah.
to get out there that it is something positive.
Yes,
so.
ma'am, it is. And,
Okay.
you know, one of the concerns that we had was a buffer. And like Ms. Dee said, that these things got to go through a whole lot of stuff. We got to approve their plan and all that stuff. So that's what, you know, once we get to that step, then that'll be the things that we will do. And hopefully by the time it gets to y'all to approve their site plan, that we'll have all those questions answered and covered. And, you know, we'll have a nice buffer from the residents, et cetera. So I appreciate y'all's time.
Okay,
Any other
thank you.
questions?
Yes, sir. Look, I had a question. You said about right-of-way DOTD money security. Is there any possible path for a service road to get back there to the other side?
Yes, sir. One of the
Maybe-
things that we've been looking at, and if you notice whenever I did the master plan, that whole quarter there is in my world should be commercial industrial. So one of the thoughts there is to try to create a service road that would come all the way through to the other end and maybe tie back into Buddy Ellis Road at some point in time. Like as close to Buddy Ellis Road as possible to Jubin. So where that traffic, anything that's over there would not be part of Buddy Ellis Road. In other words, that traffic would follow just like what you're saying is a service. But right now, the first phase of this is this development, and they would access their development through Walker South. 447.
I know this is kind of future, but there's a lot of raw land there. Is there any way to get acquire in the future a service road from Juban to Walker,
We're working on it.
away from, of course, you know, this is, what, about 700 acres with all 4 lots combined?
Yes,
With
sir.
the same owner, that's a pretty
It is.
aggressive, high dollar, big investment. So maybe they could acquire it, but that's further down the road. But
It is,
with
but-
R2, 700 acres, that's 2,800 homes versus possible. I don't know what it is, but
Right.
it's probably going to be big.
It's an easy trade out.
Gonna be big.
2,800 residents on Buddy Else. Buddy Else
Yeah.
has a lot of traffic on it.
It is, and to your point, and I know this is a planning and zoning, but these questions surround, so our infrastructure committee, and that's the purpose of putting it in place, is to create an environment that we can have discussions in front of the public over the TV, the everything. And that's part of what it is to figure out how do we see our parish in the future taking money out of it. And then I just simply call it, we're forward thinking, and we're making a plan, and we're going to work the plan. Like this gentleman said, I may be dead and gone, right? And they may still be standing at this table saying, well, Mr. Goff back in the day said we need to have a road go from here to go to here, and everybody agreed, and that's what I hope. And that's part of make a plan, work a plan. And part of that is actually a service road going from Walker to Satsuma Road, 2 of them actually. Because my thinking is airport is a great thing for this parish. And the more that we can get it to a 5,000-foot runway for freight business and things of that nature, there's a lot of raw land over there that can be warehouse and things of that nature. And that whole community over there, both on Florida Boulevard around the industrial park and further down and south of the interstate, can become our commercial, industrial, and warehouse kind of category. So,
Okay, any other
Mr.
comments?
I know you can't say what it is, but
yes, sir.
would it be possible to put an interstate exit right there? Is it that?
No, sir.
Okay.
Not that we wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
But they're not going to let us do that. We're going. I originally wanted to take 449 from Florida Boulevard, and we are going to do that. Part of that is this bond money. We're going to go from there to Buddy Ellis Road, to where we can help get some traffic that's going to the industrial park. So I just want everyone to understand that we are really thinking about all of these things, even though people think that we may not be. So Satsuma exit can hopefully become a more of an industrial type exit to get to the landfill, get to the industrial park, et cetera, and take that traffic out of Walker. So they would get off at Satsuma, hopefully within the next 3-4 years, and they will come back, hit Buddy Ellis Road, Black Mud Road, I'm sorry. They'll hit Black Mud Road and come down, and it will tie into 449 extension coming down. And that way they'll just get in your 18-wheeler, you exit, you go up and over, you come around, and you go. They don't have to fight the interstate roundabouts. They don't have to worry about turning over, etc. So they just exit at Satsuma, and that becomes more of a commercial, industrial exit. At some point in time, we would like to see, like O'Neill Lane. I'm on the soapbox. Y'all got to shut me up. On O'Neill Lane, Lake Lake Hospital, when you go into the hospital in Baton Rouge, you get on that flyover. And that flyover takes you up and over and brings you over to the hospital. So what our envision is, because the exit on-ramp, all-ramp, they won't allow us to do another one in between there and lining up with 449, we want to create an exit ramp at 440 at South Satsuma Road and have a flyover and have it go over the on-ramp and have it drop right down on Black Mud as it is now. And hopefully we can acquire the property from the fence to Black Mud Road, and you will have a 2-lane road that will come through there and go all the way to the industrial park. Again, it's designed to get the heavy traffic out of Walker, but you know what it always also does? It allows our constituents another access to the north and northeast part of our parish that's on the west side where all the growth is coming. So we're forward thinking. We're going to create a plan. We're going to work the plan. So that's just a little insight. And tune into the infrastructure meeting.
Okay.
So I just ask you to support the
All right.
different rezoning.
Point, and Mr. Dana's talking about a service road from the Lake Hospital all the way to Juban, and that would be wonderful. But when you get over there close to Juban, there's a subdivision that all, about 15 houses, actually backs up to I-12, so a developer would have to buy all those houses, but it could be done.
It could be done, and if you look at the master plan, I can't remember if I had them change that one lot or not, but there is one lot as you turn on the Buddy Ellis Road, past that little community there's a little section right there that you could turn left.
It could come back through there.
So my thought process is that we have that service road, like Ms. Dana was talking about, is coming down the interstate and come in and miss that development, that community there.
The council needs to look long-term at 4-laning Buddy Ellis Road from Juban all the way back to John L. Lane.
I don't know if we need to go that far, but we do need to go to where I'm talking about, where that road could come in, and that is part of the thought process. So when you look at our master plan for as the traffic, and we say create a plan, work the plan, we're going to put those things in writing on a map and say this is some of the things that we see, to where it gives y'all some tools. So that piece of property that I'm talking about, where the service road could come in, we could actually, if somebody wanted to rezone it or change it or whatever, we could say the projections are for this, we'd rather not change it. Also, the width of that, as the development develops along there, hopefully we would be able to acquire enough right-of-way to create a 3-lane or a 4-lane for that short distance on Buddy Ellis Road.
Well, you gave us enough information.
I'm
that It's
sorry.
okay that you violated our 3-minute rule, so.
Thank you.
All right, everybody good with any other comments?
I wanted to say two things. I appreciate whatever person put the future land use map in here as part of the package. Was that you, Scooter? Good job. I appreciate that. It does align with the future land use as that, it aligns with the request. The only other thing that I really wanted to say was it does make it very difficult for us to justify a change in our plan when we're not privy to the same information that y'all are. So for all we know, it could be, something not in the best interest of the public. And I know you're saying it is. I've heard from several other people that it is. But I just wanted to say it's very difficult if we're not part of those NDAs, that we don't have that information. It's very hard to say yes.
Yes.
I agree that the future land use map aligns with that.
Right.
And so that does help. But I just wanted to say
I
how difficult
I don't
that
disagree
is.
with you at all,
Yeah.
because I've been asked many times to make the same decision. And the thing that I lean on more than anything, that I'm gonna give you a okay to go through this stop sign, but when you get to the next one, and we all know what it is, and the development plan, it better hit all marks. So that's the other place where we have the opportunity to, to hold our feet to the fire, et cetera. And it's either gonna meet all of our criteria for the development, or it's not. And we can turn it down at that point if y'all feel that that's what you need to do. But again, I wouldn't be standing up here if I didn't believe in it, and I'll be standing up here when it comes to that time as well. So, but I appreciate your concerns, and you're absolutely right.
Mr. Rickens, to echo what Ms. Didi has said, irregardless of what comes there, it has to meet all parish ordinances, period. And it
Yes.
has to be approved by this planning commission.
That's right. And you're looking at somebody that's going to ask for more than what is
Has to be,
required.
irregardless
Once the
of what
development
comes
is
there.
done, they meet all marks, and we have a buffer there, and it's not as comfortable as I want it to be, I'm going to ask for more.
Well, let me
No
just
matter
say,
what, just
it-
because I want to protect my residents. And this particular project really doesn't need a buffer. It's not one of those type projects. But for the sake of the constituents and their comfort, we're going to have their back. So,
Well, anything that we can bring to Livingston Parish that'll bring jobs,
yes, sir.
and bring millages.
Yes,
And
sir.
any businesses that industrially bring millages to support our first responders, parks, libraries, drainage, parish government.
Yes.
This is what we want in Livingston Parish, irregardless of what it is. But we don't want something that'll bring noise and pollution and smoke and et cetera. But as long as it's a good, clean industry and meets all the state and the parish ordinances, that's what we want. in the
Absolutely.
parish.
If it does
Absolutely.
make y'all feel better, I only know it by Project X. because of the
I
non-disclosure.
wouldn't tell them.
And it is clean and to be good for the parish. So I'm right there with you, Brady.
And,
Okay.
Project
and I only bring it up to say that if there's stuff like this in the future that, you know, to make it easier for this commission to know that we're voting the right way is to make us privy to the same information that y'all have the NDAs on. It's not that much more difficult to get 9 other people on the same NDA.
In this big of a project, it is a problem, because I don't care what you
I don't even think all
do.
the council
Hold on,
is.
It doesn't matter what you, and she's right. All the council doesn't know. It's in my district,
Yeah.
and it's like, I was elected in my district to represent our district.
Right.
And that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm standing up here today saying that this is, and anybody could stand up here and say that and it not be good. And it's difficult because you can go in a room and say one thing to somebody and then it's going to, okay, just keep that between yourself, and it just never works. And this is such a big project and cost project that it has to have that confidentiality part of it, up to the point where it's time to design it, develop it, and then everybody gets their say on it. And you can choose to turn it down at that point if you wish. But like I was just saying, please trust me. I get where you're at, and I've had to make that same decision, and I've had to trust the people that was here, that standing here, that being our parish president, both this one as in the past, on projects that they were working on that had disclosures. And I just know that this is one stop sign, and I'm trusting you that it's okay to go through. But the next stop sign, I need to have my information, and so that's the way I look at it. But you're right.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
and that's
So
one
we-
reason I wanted to bring up that the future land use there is certainly in the master plan with the map as a commercial industrial corridor. So that does
Yeah.
make it easier without being privy to that information.
Yeah. And I think that's the vision. It's more than just homes right there. That's a whole lot more valuable property to this parish than putting 1,700 homes there.
All right.
Thank
I
you.
think That's probably given everyone enough time for discussion. Do we have any motions?
I will make the motion to approve the zoning change for case 25-53.
I'll second it.
Okay, if we could have a vote, please. I did close the public hearing now. Okay. It was a long hearing. Mr. Goff, no. Hey, they taunted you with things, so it's all right. Okay.
Who made the second?
I did.
Brady.
Mr.
Okay,
Wax.
thank you. All right. Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes,
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, we move on to the public hearing opening for case number 25-53, Kelly Drive, parcel 0274571H. It's correct. So we just have to do them individually? I mean, we don't have to? Okay. Yeah, because the parcel is listed differently. It's a different parcel number. Right, so we'll just formally, yeah, that's what we'll have to do. Just to be sure. So,
case 25-53.
correct, but the parcels are actually have different numbers. So just for caution, we'll just,
I think you'd
Go
have to
through
make
each.
another motion
Parcels are different.
for each parcel.
correct, but the parcel is the legal description. So we'll just go through it real quick. No, I mean, they're all individual. We're going to do it just for caution.
I think you
So
just have
do
to
I
make
have a
another
motion on this item? We're going to close that public hearing. Can I have a motion on item E?
Motion to approve.
Second.
And Mr. Clements and Mr. Wack, and hold the vote, please. Yes. Can we take the vote, or?
I didn't say the parcel number.
Well, I had listed it, yeah, yeah.
Can we go to C through G?
Guys, we could have already been through, so,
Yeah, just.
so
can
let
we
her
take
just,
that
let,
vote,
if she
please?
continues this way instead of the stopping, we would have been
Just need to
through.
call the roll.
Yes.
All right, we can take the vote, please.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax? Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes,
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, opening the hearing on item G. No comments, we'll close it. That is the same case number 25-53, Kelly Drive, parcel 0274571G. If I can have a motion on that,
Make a
please.
motion to approve item F.
Who wants it? Okay. Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
yes,
Ms. Long?
Yes. Did I skip an item? Did I skip F?
No, that was F.
No, I called parcel number on G. So, I apologize.
Okay, so go back. to
Okay, so
F.
we'll go to F. Opening. And we want the public hearing. We're now closing the public hearing. And it's parcel number 0300340. Do we have a motion?
Motion to approve.
All right, we've got Mr. Clemens with Mr. Burns to second.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
yes,
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, moving on to item H, case number 2554. It's 27710 J. Stewart Road, parcel number 0140129, going from the R1 to R1.5 is the request. And that is Council District 9. Opening that hearing, does anyone here like to speak? If you would, please just come up and say your name and sign in if you don't mind. And make sure the mic is on. I believe it is.
Earl DeVille, 27590 J.C. Stewart Road. This development that he's doing back there is it's not good for our road. Our road is about 1,400 feet long, and the road is very, very narrow. The drainage is poor, and it's going to add a total of about 40 cars on this road. And as it is, the culverts, they're not in every driveway down the road. There's not crossovers. There's so many improper things for this development to go from 4 trailers to 8 trailers, and right now he's at 4 trailers, and he's wanting to put more. And this is not to develop for homes for family or anything. This is to make money, and this is invaded into our space on our little road, and I'm really at a loss for words, because I didn't think we were going to have to be here from several months ago, and here we are addressing this again, and I was assured that it wasn't going to happen, and now we're here trying to fight this, and I really think this is a bad deal for our little road. It cannot handle all of the development, and that's really all I got to say.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else need to speak on this item?
Carol Semino, 32159 Pea Ridge Road, on a corner of J.C. Stewart, which is a really short road, and maybe 1,000 foot, 1,500 foot. and the existing trailers there that are burnt out. One of them's completely abandoned. Occasionally it gets broke into, well, not broke into, but just push the door open and people go in it. And originally it was supposed to be R1 when y'all did all y'all hard work, but to rezone it to be R1 in February, and then the first permit came in, he wanted to change it to R2, and then that changed because y'all didn't have a zone, and they had to reactivate the 1.5. So in reactivating the 1.5, they took out a whole bunch of verbiage that said it wasn't allowed, that 1.5 was not compatible with a rural, unincorporated area. But they took all of that verbiage out of that R1. So when they changed it to, then when they reactivated it, all of that was gone in it, and here we are. And I could tell you they don't have drainage back there. The drainage was put in years ago. Some driveways don't have no cross culverts. So they came in and put one in, one don't have it. All the drainage is going on some other people's property. That's going to speak in a little bit. And like Earl said, the road don't, it's rural, and they just packing trailers in. Basically, it's turning it into a trailer park. They bring trailers in with supposed to have 8 tires on them. They might be 3 or 4 tires on them, and they just raggedy pieces of junk. They go back there, refurbish them into looking like new, do some kind of owner finance, and whatever they're doing. It's beside the point that we shouldn't have to put up with it, really, in that little bitty short road. And the parish, the infrastructure don't hold, which then fire, safety, it just, and that's why we're here, just to fight it. To ask y'all not to vote it, because y'all did a whole lot of hard work to rezone the whole parish, and then kind of like made it just go away by redoing the 1.5. And then we was understanding. I spoke at one meeting and said that they should do it by a case-by-case basis. Well, here we are asking for that case, our case, to be denied a rezoning for what they're doing.
Okay, thank you
And
very
that's all I
much.
can do. Y'all do what y'all gonna do, and we'll move on.
We appreciate your comments.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Anyone have anything different to say?
Who,
that
me?
hadn't been expressed? No, I said, is
Oh,
anyone here that has something different to express?
Good afternoon. My name's Julie Stafford. I live at 27690 J.C. Stewart Road. I am one of the people that the drainage comes in my property. He has built the road up beside my trailer, and and the water goes from the road to my property, and it stays wet there, where before it did not. He tried to put a pole down from Demco. We stopped that. Then he tried to put cable down in my yard to go across my field, and we had to stop that. He's doing things without considering the people that's living back there. And there's so much traffic back there now that I ain't even scared to have my great-grandson outside because I never know what's going to happen. They come in at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning and park on a road that he has built up. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, there's no trailers back there, but they sit out there on that road. And I don't know, God knows what they're doing. I just wish y'all would not pass it to all 1.5.
Thank you very much. Okay, does that conclude, or is anyone else?
Hi, my name's Bobby Beard Jr., 27799 J.C. Stewart Road. And in another life before Christ, I've been booked in this Livingston Parish Jail 69 times, you know, non-violent, non-sexual offenders. But I know what lurks out there in those bushes, you know. And the more people that you have coming in, you know, especially, you know, in mobile homes, the more odds are, you know, there's going to be somebody out there you got to be worried about, you know. So, I mean, there's a lot of people in the trailers, you know, down there as there is, you know. And I firmly believe to love thy neighbor as thyself, and every one of these can, I mean, I don't know if they realize it or not, but I've told every one of them that I love you, you know, literally, you know, and I haven't really known that long, but every opportunity I get, I tell them I love you, and they've actually told me they love me back. But, you know, when you get all these other different sorts of people, it just makes it harder to actually love someone. You know, you got to love everybody, you know what I mean? You know, but not that don't want to go to hell kind of love, you know, really love one another, you know. So I just appreciate it, you know, if we could just keep it as minimum as we could. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, yes, sir.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ross Kinchin, 19144 Florida Boulevard. And I'm here representing my client who is requesting this rezone. Just wanted to point out a few things to everybody so everybody's on the same page. We are asking to go from residential to residential. On this road, we are conforming to how everything is currently. There's 12 lots on this road that are a half acre or less currently. There's 2 other ones that are right over a half acre. So what my client is asking for this 1.7 acres is not anything dramatically different than what is already here on J.C. Stewart Road. My client is, you know, aware that there was some concerns, and they have got DPW out on site twice to clean out the roadside ditches. Unfortunately, you know, that is a parish road, and so they don't have much control over improving the drainage on the road, but what they are doing on their property is in the best interest of the drainage. You know, y'all hear cases all the time. This is, you know, flood zone X. This is not in a swamp. This is not unusable land. This is land that, you know, will be used in a way that is conforming to the area. I do want to point out that 1 mile south of this road, there's about 40 R2 lots right off of P Ridge Road, and then 1 mile to the north of this road, everything is R1.5 right when you get to the end of P Ridge. So I would ask that you take that into consideration, that my client is not wanting to bring anything outrageous from a zoning perspective. This is in line with the future land use map of residential use. And if y'all have any questions, I'm here to answer anything that y'all may have tonight.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir. You're on borrowed time.
Sorry. So Ricky Goff, Parish Council District 7. When you mentioned the R1.5 north, that was previously R1.5 in the previous zoning, or did that get zoned R1.5 during this last time we zoned? Do you know that?
So I don't know if it was before or now, but I do know it.
Yes, as far as I remember, that was one of the districts that was zoned early before we got involved, and then we had 1.5 as part of that, and then 1.5 went away. We brought 1.5 back for a purpose. I don't feel that that purpose is fitting this tonight. I would ask you that you deny, so you can imagine what my vote is going to be when it comes to the council. So R1.5 is designed to be able to allow mobile homes on it and a minimum lot size of half an acre. So this being R1.5, the request, and already being R1, mobile homes are also allowed on R1. So in my view, there's no other residents, there are no other family member needing, because they have, you know, 3/4 of an acre and they want to, change it. There's none of that in there. So, only reason we're changing this to add more lots. The property apparently has already been purchased and already been working on and is zoned R1 as it is today, so that developer should be aware of that. I would just simply ask that you deny the request from R1 to R1.5 because it just enhances the density. R1.5 does have a purpose, just like that gentleman said, it's a case-by-case basis. So if someone comes up, just keep that in mind, that it's a case-by-case basis. So I would just simply ask that you would deny the request.
I think the comment needs to be made too. A mile is a considerable distance. I don't, most cases it's something very close when we bring that in as a factor. So I'm just making that as a comment. But, okay, do we
Can
have
I
any
just add
comments, Mr. Keene?
Can I add one more thing?
Sure.
So the property was purchased prior to zoning being passed, so they have owned the property prior to the zoning conversations. I just wanted to, he didn't buy it knowing the current zone. I just wanted to put that out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, anyone
I got
else?
a question for him.
Sure.
Do you know if they made a request to rezone before the maps were adopted? You know if they went to any of the meetings to scrutinize the map? And
So this is the first formal request to rezone. I can't answer if they went to those meetings. I know there was a lot of conversation leading up to that and a lot of back and forth with the zoning, but I'm not sure if they went to an actual meeting.
all right, thank
you. Okay. Anyone else
That's right.
Yeah.
District 9.
Mr. Burns, could you turn your mic on, please?
That district that Mr. Rick is alluding to is not zoned.
I believe that was District 8 he's
1 and
referencing.
7 and 8, I believe, was 9 is Joe Erdy's. It was not zoned.
So this was all done in this most recent zone.
Did
With District
nobody
9.
ask to have it zoned 1.5? Well, 1.5 wasn't in existence. It is now.
Correct. It was inactive.
I got a question. The gentleman said, just for clarity, that I think I heard 20 vehicles running in and out every day. Well, this would only allow 3 lots and a national average of about 2 vehicles per house. That's 6, not 20.
The difference, he's trying to, he's already got 2 grandfathered in. So he has 10. Figure that up, how many people, I said 20, 40 cars? Right, I'm sorry. 20 cars, at least 40 people.
Well, what you worried about it is what's to come after this.
Yes, sir.
Is that your concern? So you think there's more to come after this? I got you. I got you.
Okay, thank you. Sir, do you have something considerable that we haven't heard? Okay.
Well, it kind of when they first started the development, they knew about the drainage problem, and some of the trailers had a drainage problem right away, the first 2. So they called the parish and say they want the ditches dug. So I was out there, I was like, wow, that's pretty good. They're going to dig the ditches. Well, they only dug the ditches, and they only requested the ditches be dug in front of their property, which didn't help us. None of the people down the street, up the street,
Right.
because it wasn't never done any kind of drainage. The fellas that come out of the parish, they shot it and it went up and down and up and down, so it's trapped. So wherever it floods and pools up, it runs on Miss Julie's property, right to their house, to their yard, because it was never planned to be what it is. What they're doing. They should have somehow maybe got the parish involved, and they didn't go getting. I don't really believe when they wanted to go to the R2. The planning department told me, "Oh, you'd be better off with R2 because it would be 4 houses on each lot, not trailers." So I'm like, no, and I kind of believed him, and I didn't believe him. So I got off the phone and did some research, called him back, asked him if he really told me that. And he said, yeah, it'd be better R2 if back there y'all have just houses. And I said, no, I don't think so. I think we're going to fight it. And originally, when they was going to go for the R2, I went around a few of the neighbors around there, up and down P Ridge, which was within, say, 1,000 feet of J.C. Stewart. And I got 30 people to sign a petition against the R2. And then I didn't go back. I didn't think we would need them people to sign again for the R1.5. But it was, when it was, they purchased it, that was zoned as R1. You know, so the rezoning, I don't know what all of that, apparently they didn't get the permit, so we wouldn't be here. They had the zoning ready.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, I will close the public hearing. Yes, sir?
Can I follow up one thing? I just want to make sure you'll have all the facts straight. So, there's no intentions of having 20 mobile homes or 20 different people. This is strictly 1.7 acres that we're discussing right now. And just wanted to make sure that any comments about overpopulating was not affected to this 1.7 acres that we're discussing tonight.
Okay, so clarify exactly how many mobile homes you anticipate on this.
So I'm not sure if you have the proposed lots in front of you. It's 3 lots, and there's only 1 residence allowed per lot. So the maximum amount of residences that my client can have is 3, if they choose to do so. So I want to make sure that is the maximum amount of residences that will be added to this road. And want to point out
Actually, if I may, you're allowed 2 addresses per property.
You can have a house and then add a second address.
But in this case, you could actually end up with 6 residences on these 3 lots.
You already got it. That's what this will do, make it
They can't all be trailers, but you could wind up with 6 residences.
You could.
And that's absolutely not the intention for this
Only
property.
Yeah,
3 lots, 3 houses.
but you can do a second address, but
This property is
It just can't be
absolutely 1
6
residence
trailers.
per property. There's no intentions on doing anything other than 1 residence. And I do want to follow up one more thing. Every single lot except 2 leading up to this property is a ½ acre or less. So we are not going outside of what is already in this area. I can understand if we were trying to go into an area with large estate lots and creating something smaller. These lots will be larger than 5 of the lots that are already on this road. So I do want the record to show that the road is very conforming to what my client is doing here.
how much, what other property, do they own anything else other than what you're trying to do here?
They do own another piece of property on this road. However, there's no other work being done out on this property. This is the only property that they're trying to divide. Everything else
Do they
is
have
existing.
intentions for the other?
Everything else there's no intentions on anything that is beyond this property. So they do have property that was developed and improved. They tore down some old structures. They've improved a few lots on this road. They are residences, not even a mile away from here. This is their community. They are not trying to come in somewhere where they're not, they are part of this community. So they have very good intentions. This is very good for the community, and that is their desire, is to improve their community.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, but
But they took 1 lot.
in response only to what he said, please.
Right. Now, that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. The lot that they divided into 3 ½ acre lots was 1 lot, was 1 point something acres. I want to say 1.5 acres or 1.7.
Right.
And they took that and divided it into 3 lots so they could get 3 trailers on that piece of land instead of putting 1 trailer and selling the whole lot.
Right.
But they did that to 1 piece of property they had back there. It was 1.4 acres or something.
Mm-hmm.
And they put 1 trailer, a little double wide, kind of nice, and I believe they sold that. But that's what they should do with the piece of property that they're trying to rezone. Because what they did was divided it into 3 ½ acre lots, which I think they made a mistake because now they stuck with if they don't get a rezoning, they can't put no more. They got 3 lots with power poles up and cable lines run already and everything, because they think they got them. They
On
think they got
different
the
property
approval
or
of
on this property?
it. On them 3 lots.
On,
That's the 3 lots that they talking about for rezoning. They got infrastructure run to it already, because they know they think they got it already. And it shouldn't be that way. They should have to go through a permitting system or go through the proper procedures to get all of that approved before they start just shoving trailers into people's land, back there into a
Right.
little rural area.
okay, thank you very much. All right.
I just got one thing, I promise you.
Sir,
Say this, and I
Okay.
promise you. He mentioned they tore down structures. An 8x5 old milk barn. That's what they improved. They improved our road by tearing down an old building that you couldn't even see because the bushes were wrapped around it. He didn't do anything to improve. He is destroying what we had. That's all I'm saying. I promise.
thank you, okay. So-
Yeah, I have pieces too that are out there. I own
Okay.
2.37, I own 40. I do none of that.
Okay, all right. Public hearing is definitely closed. Okay. Thank you. Any comments, Mr. King, further?
No, I don't have anything to say. I just,
Okay,
whatever you guys decide.
all right.
I have one
Questions or
comment.
comments? Yes, sir.
I think what we have is mostly kind of a spirit of the law versus letter of the law situation, whereas the spirit of bringing the 1.5 back was, if you had 4 acres and you wanted to give half an acre to your cousin or your daughter or sister or whatever. Whereas this is somebody that, just wants to increase the density and add more rental or whatever. And I understand both sides. If you have land, you should kind of be able to do whatever you want with it, but we have systems in place. And the spirit of bringing the 1.5 back was more of a family situation versus just for profit. But, that's just kind of my 2 cents. We've had lots of people that live in that area to show up to speak their part, which I think we should, we want to encourage that anyway. Anytime we have these situations, to have people show up and talk that are in that area, because we can't all experience it ourselves. So that's just kind of my piece on the situation.
Thank you. Yes, sir. Mr. Wax.
To answer one of your questions from earlier, the same owner actually has 6 adjacent properties right there. That's according to the tax rolls. There's 6 adjacent pieces of property all right. Anywhere from a half acre to a couple of acres here. The other thing that I was going to say is 1.7 acres does fit within R1. So it's not like it was inappropriately zoned to begin with. And then the third thing I had was that it's in the middle of everything else around it is R1, and this would be the only parcel within any of the adjacent parcels that would not be this path. So I wanted to bring all 3 of those up.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I'd like to add.
Yes, sir,
I
Mr.
think
Clemens.
what Mr. Brady Wax was saying was that if we do this will constitute spot zoning.
Any other comment? All right, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion to deny.
Second.
Mr. Wax, followed by Mr. Clemens. You take the vote when you're ready, please.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay, the motion passed to deny the request. All right, if we can move on, please. We've got the public hearing. Opening the public hearing for case number 25-55, 37515 Webb Road, parcel 0540674, going from R1 to R1.5 is the request. Council District Number 2. Do we have anyone here to speak on this item? Yes, ma'am, if you'll come forward. Sir, on this item specifically?
Just to thank y'all.
Well, oh,
To thank y'all. That's all.
Okay,
Is that
we,
good? I mean, I'm all right
yes,
with that?
we appreciate it.
Yeah, I want to
Okay.
get in a hurry to get back home.
Uh-oh. Okay, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Liz LeMay, and I have 4 acres of property at 37515 Webb Road. And right now it's zoned for 1 acre, and it's family property, and I have grandchildren that I'm wanting to divide this up to and give to them. But I can't do the 1 acre because of the situation of the house, a pond, and a shop. And I'd like to have it rezoned to half acres to where it would be possible for me to go ahead and give it to them. And that's my request.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do we have any other comments or questions for this lady? Okay, we'll close the public hearing on that. Do, Mr. Keene, any comment?
Yes, ma'am. I talked to Miss Liz several times, and she was like, but I want to give them to my grandkids, and we couldn't figure out how to make it fit. It's one of those deals where the pond's here, the drive's here, the house is here, so you couldn't give acre lots. So it has to be rezoned something else for her to be able to give it to her grandkids.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Any comments or questions from the commission? Mr. Wax, you look perplexed.
Yeah, I was just gonna ask if you have any sketches of what your plan is to subdivide it. Yeah, if it's rezoned R1, do you have a plan?
Help me divide it up, but I know that the acres is impossible. Because the house sits right in the middle of the lot, the acreage, and then I have a pond that's there, then the driveway comes through, and then I have a shop over here. And so it's impossible to do it with the acreage, but I have talked to a surveyor to do it, but I had to wait and see, if it could be rezoned.
Okay. It was designed well to begin with, but
Ma'am?
I said it was designed well in the beginning, but
Yeah.
no longer the same. Yes, sir.
Brady, wow, that's loud.
So maybe I guess.
She didn't want to spend the money first.
Yeah.
And then not be able to subdivide it to give it, the proper pieces to her grandkids. And I recommended for her to wait, see what you guys said.
Yeah.
Before she spent the money.
But 4 lots is the plan, plus the current residents?
4 lots.
4, so it'll be the house. It'll be if you look at it, when you pull in the driveway, there'll be a lot up in the front, then the house, and then 2 in the back is what we
So
figured
4 total,
would fit.
including what's there now?
Yeah, it's just going to be the house is 1, then, and you can't you can't have the house over property lines.
Right.
And you can't run sewage over property lines. So they're going to have to configure it however it'll best fit.
So 3 additional
Right.
besides the
Yes,
house?
ma'am.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yes, sir, Mr. Clemens.
Do any of them have plans to build houses out there now?
Yes, my grandchildren, I have one that is 2, a set of, and I have an idea. Their mother and one of my sons, right now, they live in the house. They all want to be there as a family. Grandson, he will stay there and remain with mother. Others want either put a mobile home or a house.
My problem is that if we zone it to R1, once again, we're spot zoning, but the possibility is it could be 8 lots instead of 4.
No, I don't plan on doing the 8.
But if we zone it that way, that would be possible.
I don't quite understand.
R15 would allow half-acre lots, and it could be actually broken up into 8 lots if we do this.
One of them will have a little more than.
Yeah.
One of them will might wind up with a little bit more because of the way the shape is, but I just want them to be able to live out there if they want, and to be there out there with their mother, and they're a very close family. And so that's what we had bought the land for, and I did not know at the time when we bought it that it was zoned for 1 acre. And then when they got old enough to start this, I started doing research, and I'm not going to do anything illegal. I'm going to find out before I do anything. So.
Yes, we do appreciate that effort for sure.
So it is 4 acres, so they could put it in 4 lots, but there's no way they'll fit. That's the problem with the house the way it is. It didn't matter if, that you couldn't get the 4 lots. You could, but it would be through the middle of the house.
What you're saying is the house and the pond got to go.
Well, no, they're just gonna work around it if you get half-acre lots, because then they'll be able to just carve them out, and the house will have a little more with it, and then the other 3 half-acre lots. Do you get it?
You might have to wind up utilizing the pond as part of a
Well-
3/4 of an acre or whatever.
Oh, they will, Mr. Gerald. It's just that I told her, said, don't spend the money. Go to P&Z, let y'all tell her that yes or no, and then she'll know what she'll have to do.
Well, I'm listening to the lady. I don't think she's selling these lots, okay? To developers, I don't think she's doing this to make money. I think she's doing this to help her family. I think she's honest. I think she's trying to do the right thing for her family, and I applaud that. To do things for your children and grandchildren.
I do think this is, Mr. Erdy, you spoke to this before, that this was more the intent of that. Okay, any other comments or questions?
The problem that I have with it is the same as the last one. Is you're picking one tract in the middle of a bunch of R1 and spot zoning in R1.5. The 4 adjacent properties all seem to be right at 1 acre. So what we would be saying is we want to allow this 4-acre tract to be broken into something less than those 1 acres, and everything around there is more than 1 acre that I'm seeing.
Excuse me, they do have some property down on Webb Road now that I know that it's been for sale, and they've sold it, and I think they're selling properties 3/10 of an acre.
On the same street.
Just down the street.
If it helps you guys any, I did get a call from one of the neighbors and someone down the street, and once I told them what they were planning to do, they said, oh, well, that's what we want to do with ours, is give it to our kids. The whole reason we did a 1.5 is because we don't have a family partition where she could have done this without even coming to y'all. You know, we could have just done it in an office. And until we get that back, this is the only cure we have. And it allows, like Mr. Clemens' concern is, you change it, they could go to 8. Well, if somebody came in and lied to us, but if we did a family partition, at that time that the family partition was over, that trailer they put on had to leave.
Yeah. I
And
think
that's why
something, I'm sorry.
I would say I'm in favor of the family partition. Unfortunately, we don't have that right now. And the question before us is if we're going to make a change to the plan, and the plan was for this to be no less than 1 acre lots.
I think one thing that's notable, if you look at the map, when you see item 1334D and 1334, there's multiple structures. I'm assuming those are mobile homes. So, and you see which one I'm speaking right here? So when you look at that, despite the fact that the property lines might exceed the 1 acre issue, you've got on one of them, it's what, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 structures on that property. There's 4 on the one next to it. So I think that brings some clarity as well, as far as in regard to what are we doing to the area. I'm sure at that time that wasn't, it met the need, so it's now grandfathered in and acceptable. And so you're looking at 2 of these parcels. The 1834D is probably square footage wise pretty close to this property that we're discussing now.
That's actually an old mobile home park that they've actually put more and more and more on, and they've had some issues that had to be rectified by the parish.
There's 7, when you've got 7 structures there and 4 on the next, but the fact is they're there, and so I don't think that it's going to affect the area strongly. when you look at the other properties, they're so much smaller. If you try to position 4 houses on this piece, it's not so unlike item 1834H. That property would fit 4 times on this particular request. So I don't think it's going to be that outside of the norm of what exists. Now, it is, of course, changing what its intention to be, but majority of this already exists. Yes, sir, Mr. Goff.
If I would, when you look at density in R1 and taking this particular piece of property, it can be divided into 4 lots and meet the density of that community as it is right now. They cannot because of the lake and the house. But to your point, yes, do away with the lake, do away with the pond, you can divide it up into 4 lots. So the density also, only 1 acre lots. Right, and the size of the whole property is 4 acres.
Yeah.
So it's a 4 acre, 1 tract of property. If it's R1, they could divide it up into 4 different lots. So you take that density and you wipe everything clear, they can divide it up into 4 lots. So it meets the density of that particular community. All they're asking is to go to 1.5, and I think we have a bridge there easily to make that request okay, because it's still just going to be 4 lots on that. It's going to fit the density only because of where the house is and the lake, etc. I think you. Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
it would meet the spirit of the whole thing, and so.
Yeah, also, I think kind of the opposite side of what we just had a while ago. This is kind of fits the spirit of the law, and there's nobody here to argue against it, whereas the other was totally opposite, so.
That's correct.
Okay, I think that was good discussion. Do we have any motion?
motion?
All right, Mr. Burns.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve the zoning change for case 25-55.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
Okay, Mr. Dana. Seconds, if we could take a vote.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Your request has been approved. You have a... Of course, but approved at this stage. Let me put it that way. Okay. Okay. All right. Good luck to you. All right, we're going to move on. We're going to move on to item J, opening the public hearing for case 25-56 on Lucian Street, parcel 02957170. It's 4 lots. R2 to R1.5 is the request. It's Council District 6. Do we have anyone to speak on it? Yes, ma'am. How are you?
My name's Patty Craig. I'm here on behalf of my dad, Leo Valentine. He owns the lot. Actually, there are 5 in that parcel. Number 02957170. It's 13, 14, 31, 32, and 33.
So there's 5 lots instead of 4.
Yeah, I didn't read the letter and realize that it showed only 4, but the application has all 5, or the request for rezone.
One of the lots is inside city limits. That's why it's not on there.
Okay, that explains that.
So it's
All right,
addressing everything outside.
Well, the end of the road, he has 2 up for the only, so 31 is
Okay, so the only ones we would address here.
One that's in the city limits.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you.
we just address what applies
Yeah.
Okay.
outside
So
of
it would
the
just
All
be
right,
the
then.
4.
Thank you.
Yes,
I appreciate the clarification, but
Okay.
that explains it for
All
us.
righty, thanks. I've never done this before, but anyway, so my dad's getting up in age, and we're just trying to kind of get rid of things that he owns. And the way we found out about the zoning, the rezoning, was when I called a realtor and they told me that it was an R2. He's owned it like 40 years, and I guess early this year y'all rezoned everything. They're half-acre lots, and when you go down Lucian Street, they have quite a few mobile homes, and they do have a few houses. But my understanding is that because it's in a flood zone, you have to build up so high that allowing mobile homes on the lots now would help because they're already elevated. And, he just wants to be able to find a buyer for it. So that's why we're here requesting that it go to a 1.5. Okay.
All right, anyone else to speak on this item? Okay, we'll close the public hearing. Mr. King, do you have any comments?
Yes, ma'am. This isn't the first. I've had, when I first got hired, they had another person that came and they had bought the lots prior to zoning, and they couldn't put trailers on them. That's what they bought them to do because there's a mix on that whole road. And, it keeps going out to 16, so there's a lot more of it that's not zoned at all. You can put anything on those front lots that is in French settlement, there's no zoning. She's right. It's in a low-lying area, and some of the houses have already been elevated that are there. So they would be better off if they could put trailers on there because they wouldn't impede the flow of water and push it off on the neighbors. Other than that,
Mr. Scooter,
Yes, sir.
A question. This does appear to be, it's in a recognized old subdivision.
No, very old, yes, sir.
What was the name of it,
Yeah, Fort Vincent Acres.
So this is way down there, huh?
Oh, yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Down in Vincent Acres area?
Mr. Burns, if you follow 4H Club Road to where it meets Highway 16,
Yeah.
take a right and just a little jog, a few yards, and take a left. I was in the neighborhood today.
Yeah.
There are 32 trailers there.
I know where Vincent.
Yeah.
And 2 people living in RVs permanently as well. They fixed them up real nice.
Well, I know what I said. Yeah, that's all in the flood zone. All that down there.
Yes, and it would fit. Whatever they wanted to do with them would fit. So
the first trailer on the right's about 8 feet off the ground, up on top of cinder block.
Okay.
Because this whole area was under 8 feet of water in 2016.
Well, right now, if they zoned R2, they technically, for 2 acres, they could put 7 lots. They could put 7 houses, stick bed houses, not mobile homes.
have to have a waiver to simplify that name, so unless it was built prior to Olivia.
I believe, Mr. Ricky, this was the neighborhood you used as an example. When you were bringing up legacy neighborhoods built before 1975, this was the neighborhood that you referenced.
I believe it was one, but I believe Lucian Street is actually go through Port Vincent. Lucian Street, if I just need clarification on my part. You go through Port Vincent, the light in Port Vincent, and you go just a short piece, and there's a blue building, a lounge or something like that on the left, and you turn left right there. That's Lucian Street. And it got massive amounts of water. So to Mr. Burns's point, at R2, you can go in there and put multiple homes on pier and beam if that's what you choose to do and sell them. But if you go to 1.5, it also allows, which is already there, mobile homes, but it also allows if somebody does want to build a home, they can build it on pier and beam, but it has to be on a half-acre lot. So you change the density in that area, and it's already prone to flood. Whatever they do there, they're going to have to put it up. So I think
they don't have to put mobile homes there. They can put a residence on stilts.
They can.
That's what he said.
Stilts
Yeah.
and poles.
They can.
Right.
And what I'm saying is you got the opportunity now to change
do
the density
either.
from R2, which is what, 3.75
per acre, yeah.
mobile homes per acre. You got an opportunity to change that to 2.
Right.
So if somebody wanted to put a home there and still put it on pier and beams and elevate it, they
Yeah.
could, but it would be on a half an acre.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with a mobile home, which is what's in that area. That's correct. You're helping
Yeah.
the situation.
And it
to-
meets our 1.5 by being half-acre lots.
It does.
So it's all
Just
good.
to make half an acre lot. So to the lady's point and her dad, I think it was, it just gives them opportunity. So
Yeah.
I'm just saying that they may sell it and somebody still might put a home there.
Right.
So
But with 32 other mobile homes, either way will be acceptable, so,
yes, ma'am.
okay. All right, any other comments or questions?
No.
Okay, do I have a motion? Close the hearing, in case I didn't. I think I did, but I thought I
wanna
did,
do
but.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, Mr. Dannon, followed by Mr. Burns.
Mr. Clemens,
Yes.
Mr. Erdy,
Yes.
Mr. Wax,
Yes.
Mr. Dana,
Yes.
Mr. Burns, Ms. Long.
Yes. All right, Ms. Craig, that'll move on to the council, but it's approved at this stage. Thank you. Okay, opening, once again, public hearing for case 25-57, Walker South Road, parcel number 0505313, going from R1 to C1, and that is tract number 7343H6-A, Council District 6. You would state your name, please, sir.
Yeah, good evening. David Patterson, 6730 Exchequer Drive, Baton Rouge. I'm here representing the client, who is also the developer and the owner of the property. This is, as you can see, this is our request is to rezone a 2.5 acre lot from R1 to C1. The lot fronts on the east side of Walker South Road, about 2.5 miles south of the interstate, and I'm here to answer any questions that you might have. Thank you.
Are y'all taking into account the 3-laning of the road at that point with your plan?
Yes. Mhm.
Did you go down there and look after? Yeah.
Looks like somebody scraped the grass
somebody
off. That's
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
been
limit
cleared.
of the improvement that's been done. It's just cleaned off some grass.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
grubbed it, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
a couple hundred yards south of Joe May Road.
Yes.
Okay, so convenience store and gas station is still
Yes,
the
ma'am.
intent?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any
This is-
other comments from the
I
public?
want to address something, Ms. Scooter. The plans that I've seen on that whole Walker project going all the way to Parker's down there is 3-laning it all the way.
Over time, yeah, but
All the way to Parker's, yeah.
it'll probably be 20, 30 years, but yeah.
Well, it's in the design.
Right. I think they're gonna have a lot of setback along there, and the council is taking up some action to ensure that we have proper setbacks for future growth in the corridors. So
Good.
that's gonna be happening.
Okay, and you have 512 feet at the deepest point, so you should have substantial property to do that. Okay, no one else with comments? Closing the public hearing?
Can I make one other comment?
Yes, sir.
I noticed that, in fact, I discovered it today. There's an ordinance 2121 that was approved on August 26, 2021, and it amended the definition of C1. And if you go to the Muni Code and you go to section 117-236, there is a list. C1 is defined there, and there's a list of 25 permitted primary uses. Number 13 on that list is convenience stores with or without gas, is how it's I'm quoting it. And the problem is this conflicts with the land use table. If you go to the land use table, it's wrong. Okay, so I just want to make sure that we'll get, okay, great, all right.
Olivia and Natalie pointed that out to me today, and they said that's one of the problems. We've had it in several instances on that. That was more of a guide for planning, and so, but it's correct everywhere else. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. King, any other comment?
No, ma'am, I'm good.
All right, gentlemen, comments, questions? Yes, sir.
I did speak with Councilman John Mangus, that this is his area today, and he said he had no objections.
Okay. All right, so in that case, do we have a motion?
Well, you want a motion?
Yes, I do.
I make a motion to approve.
All right, Mr. Burns, we have a second.
I second that motion.
All right, Mr. Dana seconds, and we can call for the vote, please.
Mr. Clemens?
Yes.
Mr. Erdy?
Yes.
Mr. Wax?
Yes.
Mr. Dana?
Yes.
Mr. Burns?
Yes.
Ms. Long?
Yes. Okay. All right, sir, that will be seen at the council meeting. All right, number 7. We have no attorney here tonight, so number 8, no engineer. Planning department comments?
No, ma'am.
All right, any commissioners with a very, very short comment? Anyone? All right, we are adjourned. See y'all Wednesday.